wave of the pandemic, real estate stumbled a little mid-March, but ended up setting records in the third and fourth quarter. Now, joining our home team today to put a pin in 2020 and to preview the new year in property, hot property, is realtor and president of TRREB, that's TRREB, the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board, Lisa Patel. Lisa, good morning and welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good morning, George.
So home sales, they soared to record levels from spring through summer and winter. 2020 actually ends up being the third best result on record. Now that seems counterintuitive, right, given the sustained stress on the greater economy. So how do these latest December numbers look? What do those stats reveal?
Well, and you touched on a couple of things. First off, the average selling price, a new record was also reached of nearly $930,000. So if we think about that, we look at some other factors contributing to it: ultra low borrowing cost, enhanced use of technology for virtual open houses, and showings clearly accounted for moving our economy forward.
So how did the first wave inform or maybe transform the second wave housing market?
Well, you could basically say home ownership is still a Canadian dream, and people are still investing. And home ownership is probably the greatest investment. And in fact, in the process, I would highly recommend using a TRREB member realtor.
So what about the client and realtor relationship? How on the ground, how has COVID changed that process, Lisa?
It's a good question, and we've moved to virtual platforms. Safety is our highest priority, and it's really the process that has changed in using a TRREB member realtor.
So on February 8th, and that's coming up soon, TRREB will release the Market Year in Review and the Outlook Report. So what are let's say first, the big takeaways from 2020?
Well, firstly, that's one of our most highly anticipated reports. And in fact, it's going to be discussing the missing middle research and how to increase housing supply, the mortgage industry, commercial rental markets, market outlooks. We're also releasing an interactive website with highlights of the report, which you'll be able to do with just a couple of scrolls.
Great.
And to find that report, to find the Market Year in Review report that will be released on February 8th, visit TRREB.ca. That's TRREB.ca.
So what about tea leaves for 2021? What should we and can we look forward to in real estate this year?
What we're seeing today, what we're seeing today is that the demand is still there, and home ownership is still very much alive.
You know, Lisa, there's always a bit of a sky is falling, the bubble's about to burst element right there. There's always a cabal of economists who've been predicting the imminent crash of the housing market, right, since the Great Recession. That's 13 years ago. Hasn't happened yet. I read a report this week, CMHC, the mortgage, Canadian Mortgage Housing Corporation, says home prices could fall 50%, worst case scenario, without any government assistance. But we know that's not going to happen. So COVID wasn't the wild card. What else could be? You don't see things completely collapsing, do you?
No, and in fact, right now we see a demand in the marketplace. We see there's a stronger demand than there is supply. And that's one of the reasons why this report is going to be so critical for people to hear on February the 8th, or to take a look and download it from TRREB.ca.
Yeah, it is a great report. I look at it every year. It's, as you said, it covers commercial, rental, new construction, first time, luxury, the works. Again, just punctuate it for me, Lisa. Where can people reach out for more TRREB data and access to your services?
Absolutely. It's to visit TRREB.ca. That's TRREB.ca.
Lisa Patel, realtor and president of TRREB. We thank you for your time. You have a good day.
Thank you.
Time for a short break here on CP24 Breakfast. Right back at the